lot of talk about why churches have to obey mandates and such, as far as church closures, gathering, singing, wearing masks, not wearing masks, whatever. I don't know, people don't realize this, but churches are businesses. Not all of them, but about probably 99% of them. They're 501c3 charity organizations, incorporations, LLCs, whatever. They're all registered as businesses. And as a business, you associate yourself with the government. So it's not like you can say, oh, I want the government benefits, the tax breaks, the PPP loans, different things, and then say, well, I don't want to follow your rules though. So, there should be some autonomy between, churches and the government, but, churches have foregone that and opted for the financial benefits. So there you go. If you ever wonder why there's no separation of church and state as far as the state interfering with churches, that's why. The day churches walk away from their tax-exempt status and, business filings and whatever, then maybe it'll be a different story. Maybe they can be their own entity again, but they're not now. I mean, they're basically a branch, just a business in the eyes of the government, like anything else. I mean, they fall under regulations and things like that. But you'll never see, I don't know that I've ever seen, maybe Chuck Baldwin's church might not be a 501c3. I'm not sure. It kind of irritates me a little bit because, churches make their money off of their congregation for the most part. And when the coronavirus shutdown hit, the Congress signed these PPP loans, which are basically forgivable small business loans. That, depending on your number of employees and your payroll and whatever, you qualified for a certain amount. I would venture to say for a church, it's probably $30,000 to $50,000 for just the average small church, with 10 employees, something like that. I'd say 30 to 50 is probably a pretty good guess. So they get this money, as long as they use a certain percentage of it for payroll and a certain percentage of it for different things that are business related. They will get to write that off. Not write it off, it will get forgiven. They'll never have to pay it back. So what a lot of churches are doing, while simultaneously telling their congregation to continue to tithe through the pandemic, even though a lot of them are out of work and whatever, the churches are double dipping. They're telling people to continue to tithe, and they're also getting PPP loans, and a lot of them are even bragging about it going into their building fund and different things. But that's what the church is up to, and you wonder why people have such a bad taste in their mouth as far as churches these days. I don't think that's the way things are supposed to be with churches. I think they're supposed to be separate. If it wasn't such a business, they wouldn't need so much tithe, when you think about it. And business or building funds and whatever. They're all about growing the business for the most part. I mean, they talk about other things that they're doing and, leading people to the Lord and whatever, but ultimately it's about getting more people in the door, under the guise of, expanding the church and growing God's kingdom or whatever. I don't think God's kingdom was ever supposed to be giant mega church size, but giant businesses. I haven't read that in the Bible anywhere, but anyway, something to think about. See ya.